This time, let's take a look at bale transport for used clothing. The main concern you will have if you intend to ship used clothing is the volume. Each piece of used clothing is light and the volume is small, but when you multiply this by a 100 or 1000 units, the volume will become large and bulky. When shipping bulk volume, it will affect the cost of transport when transporting internationally. When shipping used clothing internationally, it is often shipped using the following methods. Loose used clothing is packed in a certain size of carton. Loose used clothing is compressed and packed into a baled unit. When the volume is reduced, you can pack loose used clothing into a standard carton. However, if you wish to deal as used clothing importer, I suggest you send baled units to reduce the cost of transportation. Next, let's have a look at the advantages of baling used clothing. Advantage 1 is as explained previously, by reducing the volume by compressing the clothing, you can reduce the cost of transportation. This is the key advantage when transporting used clothing, but there are additional advantages. Another advantage is that you can declare HS code as 630900. By sending baled used clothing, it is easy to meet the requirement of used clothing, and you can declare the duty rate of 5.8%. If you are transporting new clothing, on average, you will be charged the duty rate of around 10%, so used clothing has a better duty rate. Also, you will not be required to take pictures of the products. When declaring to Japanese customs, you will be required to submit additional documentation for the product. If it is used clothing-related items, you will need to submit pictures of all of the products, and documentation for the material. It takes a lot of trouble and time to take individual pictures of used clothing. However, you will benefit by making it into a bale, as it reduces the required documentation. Now you know the advantages for baling used clothing. You may wonder whether compressing clothing has much effect. We'll show you the video of used clothing being compressed. The video is supported by Nippon 47 Company Limited. They specialize in handling used clothing. What will happen to used clothing once it is compressed using a machine which weighs 1.2 tons and is 3 meters high? Let's take a look at the process. First of all, please take a look at the volume of used clothing. There are 2 cartons of used clothing, and we will compress them. This is how we set up, and once the machine is started, the used clothing will be compressed. Used clothing will be banded once compressed to complete the process. It will be shipped abroad in this format. You can immediately see they have become smaller. Let's check the actual figures. Before it was baled, the size was 0.212 m3 in total. After it was baled, the size is of 0.15 m3 in total. You can see that the size has been reduced by 30%. Purchasing used clothing is one of the attractive businesses in Thailand. A huge amount of used clothing is bulky, and it increases the transport costs. As explained in this video, it is key to bale used clothing. If you are interested in dealing with used clothing or making bales, please contact Nippon 47. In this channel, I explain about the technical term and job description in logistics. If you are interested in logistics work, or if you already work in the logistics industry, I believe that this channel will be a good support for your job. If this time video get the good support for your understanding, please subscribe, press good, or comment anything. Well, see you next time.